Run.
Warning: the following story contains graphic content. Viewer discretion is advised. The viewer discretion was because what we're going to get into is pretty creepy.
Yeah.
And it's some true crime, guys. This first story was suggested to us by a viewer.
Yay!
Yay! And her name is Lavender HT9NE.
Which is also a form of my favorite color.
Lavender, yeah, because you love purple. Okay, so thank you very much, Lavender. The story we're going to talk about today is Gary Heidnik, the real Hannibal Lecter. It's going to be so gross. I didn't know about this. Okay, are you ready?
Oh, is this
Okay, buckle up.
Buttercup?
All right. In 1976, Gary's first legal charges, he was charged with aggravated assault and carrying an unlicensed pistol after shooting at the tenant of a house that he offered for rent. He grazed the man's face. So that was in 76. That was the first time he went to, got in trouble. Now, 1978, his first imprisonment. In 1978, Heidnik signed out Alberta Davidson, who was the sister of his then-girlfriend, Anjanette Davidson, from the Harrisburg State Hospital on day leave, and he proceeded to imprison her in a locked storage room in his basement. After she was found and returned to the hospital, examination revealed that she had been raped and sodomized and that she had contracted gonorrhea.
Oh my God.
Ugh. Heidnik was arrested, charged, and convicted of kidnapping, R-word, unlawful restraint, false imprisonment, involuntary deviant sexual intercourse, and interfering with the custody of a committed person. The original sentence was overturned on appeal, and Hendrick spent 3 years of his incarceration in mental institutions prior to being released in April of 1983 under the supervision of a state-sentenced mental health program. Yeah, so you think, that was a smart move.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so fast forward 1986. We're talking about some spousal rape. After his wife left him in 1986, Heidnik was arrested again and charged with assault, indecent assault, spousal rape, and involuntary deviant sexual intercourse. Same year, between 1986 and 1987, serial rape and murder. On November 25th, 1986, Heidnik abducted a 25-year-old woman named Josephina Rivera. By January 1987, he had kidnapped another 4 women whom he had held captive in a pit in the basement of his house at 3520 Marshall Street in North Philadelphia. The captives were raped, beaten, and tortured. One of the women, these women are so young, one of the women, 24-year-old Sandra Lindsay, died of a combination of starvation, torture, and an untreated fever. Heidnik dismembered her body.
Oh my God.
But he had problems dealing with her arms and her legs. So he put them in a freezer. Oh, this is going to get gross. So if you guys get, this is a very big warning right here. This is going to get so gross. Okay, so he dismembered her body, had problems dealing with her arms and her legs, so he put them in a freezer, labeled them as dog food. He cooked her ribs in an oven. He boiled her head in a pot on the stove. Police came to his house after his neighbors complained that a nauseating odor was coming from the residence, but they left after Heidnik just explained, "I'm just cooking a roast and I fell asleep and it burnt." So the cops left.
Didn't even check inside.
Nope. Several sources state that Heidnik ground up the flesh of Lindsay, mixed it up with the dog food, and fed it to his other victims. That's why I said it was going to get nasty.
He mixed it in dog food and fed the dog food to the people?
victims, yeah.
Oh, my God. Did they know?
I don't know. But listen, it's not the worst that happened to him, so buckle in. You ready?
Okay.
All right. Heidnik used electric shock as torture. At one point, he forced 3 of his captives, bound in chains, into a pit. Heidnik ordered Rivera and another woman to fill the hole with water, and then forced Rivera to help him apply electric current from a stripped extension cord to the women's chains.
God.
23-year-old Deborah Dudley was electrocuted to death, and Heidnik disposed of her body in the Pine Barrens in New Jersey. On January 18th, 1987, Heidnik abducted Jacqueline Atkins, the youngest of the 6 victims. Atkins was only 18 years old at the time of her abduction. On May 5th, 2018, a special report titled Gary Heidnik's House of Horrors 30 Years Later was aired. It was featuring an interview in which Atkins recounted that Heidnik wrapped duct tape around the mouths of the victims, stabbed them in their ears with a screwdriver. On March 23rd, 1987, Heidnik and Rivera abducted 24-year-old Agnes Adams. The next day, Rivera convinced Heidnik to let her go temporarily so that she could visit her family. So Heidnik drove her to a gas station, and he said that he would wait for her there. She walked to her boyfriend's house, and she called the police. The responding officers noted chafing from the chains on her legs. They went to the gas station, and they detained Heidnik. His purported best friend, Cyril Brown, was also arrested. Brown was released on $50,000 bail in an agreement that he would testify against Heidnik. In part, Brown admitted that he had witnessed Lindsay's death in the basement and that he'd witnessed Heidnik dismember her body shortly after his arrest. In April 1987, Heidnik attempted to hang himself in his jail cell. Trial and appeals. At Heidnik's arraignment, he claimed that the women were already in the house when he moved in.
They came with the house.
They just all came together
They came
in the
with the house.
basement. Yeah, just chained up there, ready to go. They're part of the decor, I guess.
And why didn't they just let him hang himself?
I wish. I mean, really, it would have
Sorry,
saved
but
everybody.
really?
Saved everybody a big old hassle.
Yeah.
All right, so at the trial, Heidnik was defended by Charles Puerto Jr., who attempted to prove that Heidnik was legally insane. Heidnik's insanity claim was successfully rebuted by the prosecution led by Charles Gallagher III. The fact that he successfully amassed approximately $550,000 through his brokerage account was used to prove that he was an astute investor and therefore not insane. Because he had that, you know what I mean? So obviously if he can do that, he's not crazy, he's just sick.
Yeah.
You know? Testimony which was given by his Merrill Lynch financial advisor, Robert Kirkpatrick, was also used to prove Heidnik's mental competence. On July 1st, 1988, Heidnik was convicted of 2 counts of first-degree murder, 6 counts of kidnapping, 5 counts of rape, 4 counts aggravated assault, 2 counts of involuntary deviant sexual intercourse. He was sentenced to death and incarcerated at the State Correctional Institution at Pittsburgh. In January 1989, he attempted suicide again with an overdose of prescribed Thorazine? I guess that's, something he was prescribed. So in 1997, Heidnik's daughter, Maxine Davidson White, and his ex-wife, Betty Ditso, filed... Oh, Disto. I said Ditso. Appropriate. Freudian slip much? They filed a suit in federal court in the Eastern District of Pennsylvania in which they requested a stay of execution on the basis that Heidnik was not competent enough to be executed. who cares?
Right.
If you're crazy, just die. I don't know. After 2 years of legal proceedings in various courts, on July 3rd, 1999, the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania issued its final ruling, clearing the way for Heidnik's execution.
Wait a minute. So, was she married to him the whole time he was doing this?
No, I don't believe so. They got divorced, I think, when their daughter was a baby.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure, so fact check me on that. If anybody knows, comment below, because I didn't really say.
Lavender, let us know.
Lavender, let us know. I have another comment that she had written. I'll read after this.
Oh, okay.
But okay, the death. I can never pronounce his name. Heidnik's last meal was 2 slices of cheese pizza and black coffee. He was executed by lethal injection on July 6, 1999 at the State Correctional Institution, Rockville in Bellefonte, Pennsylvania, and his body was cremated.
You know what? They should have electrocuted him.
Yeah, he should have felt it.
They should have put him on Old Sparky. Well,
With
he
water. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He should have felt it. Eye for an
Sorry.
eye, man. You know, I agree.
I mean, if they're going to execute him anyways.
Right. They might as well make him feel it. Okay. So anyway,
Red flag. Go
his
ahead.
body was cremated. He was the last person to be executed by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and he remains the third of only 3 people executed there since the resumption of the death penalty.
Really?
The other 2 were Keith Zettelmeyer in May 1995 and Leon Mosier in August of 1995. All right, so there's a fun fact.
Yay.
Our viewer, Lavender, who suggested this crazy story, and it's true, and it's creepy, and we love it, so thank you, Lavender. She actually grew up in this town. And here is what she had to say about that. Okay, and Lavender wrote, I lived a few blocks away from him as a kid, not too far away from Temple University where Gary Heidnik and Ted Bundy attended. I live a few miles away from where Heidnik had one of his victims. Chew Road between, what does that say?
Camden and Atlantic
Counties.
counties.
Okay, thank you. I need
Yep.
new glasses, so thank you.
Yeah, I do
Thank you
too.
so much, Lavender.
Thank you, Lavender.
Thank you very much.